Hey everybody, Tala here, and this is my first of my daily promise videos. The other day we were talking about clearing space, and in the second video of clearing space, I kind of went on a little bit of a rant about people saying using clear quartz in their bedroom. What came to mind for me when people say they want to clear their bedroom, that means that something could be kind of coming at them while they're sleeping. So for me, I would want something for psychic protection. Right now, even before this coronavirus, a lot of people were waking up, as I call it. Psychic abilities that you felt you had as a kid, or those sensitivities you felt you had as a kid and had suppressed all your life, people are now having a really hard time suppressing them. Things are coming to fruition in the world, and I've actually been saying for the past few years things were going to be coming to a head. Well, this coronavirus may be just that. I think people's awareness was ramping up to help them through this. But if these things are ramping up for you and you don't really know how to protect yourself from that yet, then one of the stones I would suggest is definitely black obsidian specifically. I'm not saying it's the only stone that does what it does, but black obsidian specifically is an excellent psychic protector. So in working with your psychic abilities, you want to know how to ground, how to protect yourself, etc. Well, black obsidian, it comes from Mexico. It's kind of difficult to tell some of the black stones from others because a black stone is a black stone. You'll start to learn them as you have them next to each other. Black onyx can sometimes feel like black obsidian, but remember, obsidian is glass, so it feels cooler. It still has a very smooth surface, but again, glass feels a little bit cooler, which I find interesting because it actually came from a volcano. It actually came from extreme heat. At some point, I'm going to insert a video, and I'll tell a quick story also, but black obsidian, it's great for psychic protection, grounding, cleansing of negativity, clearing and cleansing of low-level energy and unwarranted and unwanted energies. Spirit communication, if you want to work on that. So it's not only a psychic protector, but it helps you to enhance your psychic communication. It's a psychic vacuum cleaner which cleanses the auric field of unwanted energies, clear out astral junk. It helps to rid you, or at least diminish your own feelings of anger, greed, fear, all those low level energies. It helps you to cut hooks and cords. Do you know that obsidian is so sharp? It is still used for scalpels to this day, and that's how the Mayans and the Incans were able to do brain surgery. They just napped black obsidian. Napped means to cut it on an angle with another stone, and they were able to cut through skull. Hope that's not too graphic, but I think that's amazing. Skulls that have been found thousands of years old that have an exact square precision cut into it. That's incredible to me. Anyway, okay, back to obsidian. Helps to cut hooks and cords. You have an emotional attachment that is unhealthy. So if you've broken up with someone who is really toxic, but you still feel that draw, or they can still manipulate you, you need to cut that cord. A hook is more done intentionally to manipulate you or to make you feel lesser than, so that you're easier to manipulate or you're getting messed with. You know, if somebody's just wishing ill will upon you, those are hooks. So it's good to cut those as well. We don't always know when we have hooks in us or when we still have an attachment cord because we're not being completely self-aware. Self-conscious isn't always a negative thing. Being conscious of the self. back to black obsidian. It is a very strong grounding stone. It connects with your root chakra, earth star chakra. It's where your energetic roots go into the ground. That is very, very empowering. I know a lot of people think, oh, I want to go up, up, up in my psychic awareness. Let me tell you, look at the tree of life. That is a depiction of how strong you can be. For the root system you have, the greater the branches can go up. So you need to work on root energies. So black obsidian is excellent for using for different types of scrying, which is a divination practice that I usually reserve for people who are already very strongly protected, have worked their protections very well, before you start to do any deeper type of divination. I'm kind of getting off track, but that's okay. I'm giving you guys info. This is kind of how I have conversations with people. So I'm just having a conversation with you guys. So it's useful in all types of scrying. So you can actually get a scrying mirror of black obsidian. I do have one. I've had it for years and I still haven't used it. I typically just use a pendulum or I do meditation and connect with my guides. However, black obsidian is also excellent for discovering and breaking negative emotional based patterns such as self-abuse, eating disorders, addictions, anger issues. And it helps when you are ready, when you're willing to take responsibility for your own healing. Onyx helps you discover negative thoughts. It kind of shines a light, it illuminates negative thoughts and negative mental patterns and helps you to become aware of it. It will help to guide you to the underlying issues as to why you have these negative patterns that create a negative reality for yourself. So if you're really not doing well in life, is a really good stone to start working with. It brings clarity to the mind, clears confusion and constricting beliefs, and we all have them. So whether we think we're very, very open-minded, we still have preconceived notions about certain things. So if you really want to open up your mind, work with black obsidian. If you're willing to really, truly take self-responsibility for your own awful behavior, then start working with black obsidian. It aids in releasing imbalances within the self. It makes you aware of your shadow qualities. It's extremely useful in past life regression. It is first chakra all the way. Root, root, root. So that's why it is so good for psychic protection, because it's helping to ground you before you go flying off too far or going out too far. Talking a bit more about shadow. Our shadow selves, yes, that's where the parts are that we don't necessarily like to look at, but really learning and embracing about the shadow self is so strengthening. It makes you a better healer, a better intuitive, a better person, really. It just makes you a better human being because you're learning to own your shit, you know? I mean, I don't want to swear in case kids are watching this, but it makes you own your stuff. And that is a big part of being energetically responsible. Knowing where your downfalls are and getting to the root of the problem. And doing shadow work, I know I'm getting off on a tangent, but doing shadow work was originally done by shaman and medicine men. And guess what? That's what psychotherapy is actually based on. I know it wasn't Jung, I know it wasn't Freud. I'll have to look up who the original psychotherapist was, but they actually studied shadow work and turned that into psychotherapy. So black obsidian, root chakra all the way. If you are having issues in your bedroom, even in your home, even at work, I would highly suggest doing black obsidian in the corners of your home. I would also pair it with selenite. I think I'm gonna do like a story time once a week too. because I've got some crazy stories in my life. So hope you don't think I'm nuts when I tell you. Black obsidian. I have a very close personal relationship with black obsidian. I have done shadow work. Vigorously try to own my stuff when it comes up. And I vigorously work on owning it and seeing if it can be to my advantage. What strengths can I pull from by learning about that? Some may say that anger is part of the shadow self, but anger isn't always bad. If you have to defend yourself, if you have to stand up for someone, you want to tap into that anger so that you get that fuel to fight that fight. So anger isn't always bad, but displaced anger, now it's discordant. So just something to consider. But I was introduced to working with a lot of obsidian when I did go to Mexico. And well, I used to live in Mexico a few times as a kid. So this is the last time I went back to Mexico. I met this wonderful woman through a wonderful woman, my friend Patricia, who is an incredible angel reader. She introduced me to Maria, who is another sound healer. She is one of the few people who is allowed to go to Il Popo, which is a volcano in Cholula. Volcano. All of the obsidian I got is actually from Il Popo. After we left, Maria sent Patricia this video. She was driving along the base of the volcano. She saw this piece of obsidian that she had to ask two guys help her pull it out and put it into the back of her truck. I think it's in her meditation space now, but I'm gonna insert the video here. What? Can you believe that? Look at just the pieces that are breaking off of it. They're like bigger than the size of your head. It's incredible. I so can't wait to get back there and ask, can I go on the volcano with you? If I can just sit on this thing, because I know people are sitting on it. I think that's what she even told Patricia, is that she meditates on top of this gigantic piece of obsidian. So I am obsessed with obsidian from Mexico, at least that specific piece. But it's nice to know that all of my obsidian actually came from the same spot. It's pretty incredible. I'm not bragging, I'm just so psyched that I have it, that's all. So obsidian, really good for psychic protection, grounding, discovering issues of shadow self, root chakra, root chakra, root chakra. Black obsidian is root chakra all the way. And I say start to work with it. But again, it'll protect you, it'll help you go inward, it'll help with past life regression, which may also help with shadow work. It's a really powerful stone, very subtle energy at first. All right. And here's another thing I do with it. Okay, this is gonna sound really strange, but it's not once you do it, I promise you. Hold it between the bottoms of your feet. Whoa, let me tell you, we absorb and release a lot through our feet, and we don't ever even think about it. This is why foot baths are really good, or just pay special attention to your feet in the clearing process. Put different stones between your feet, like selenite is amazing, and the obsidians are really amazing. And just bring your feet, if you can, bring your feet together like the palms of your feet, if you will, and just hold that stone. Or if that is difficult for you, just put the stone on the ground and place your feet on the stone like that if you can. Or if you have two stones, put it on like that. tell me how this makes you feel if you've never done it. I would love to hear your experiences in the comments. So share with me, share with me. We got nothing but time now, so let's really get to know each other and let's see how we can help each other. All right, I'm gonna be here for you guys every day. I'm gonna try and make that promise. I'm gonna try and keep that promise. So hold me to it and give me ideas of what you want to hear about too, okay? All right, you guys, that's me for now. Black Obsidian, give it a try. I promise you, you probably already have one and have kind of forgotten about it somewhere. So bring it out, dust it off, give it some love, and start to work with it. Okay, that's me for now. Take care, you guys. Until tomorrow.